If you want to get in the best shape of your life, you don't need to run, you don't need to bike, you don't need a subscription to a Peloton, none of that. All you need is a jump rope and a pad and a good pair of shoes. Hi folks, it's Andy Baryer, Handy Andy from handyandymedia.com, and today we're going to be reviewing a smart jump rope. This right here is from Human, and it is their Human Smart Jump Rope. In this review, I'm going to go over the design of this jump rope. We're going to talk about some of the notable features, namely the fact that it's smart and the data, your jump rope data, gets synced into a smartphone app. Then we're going to get right into it, and I'm going to talk about my experiences using this for the very first time. You get to see all the footage of my first experience using this rope, and boy, was I surprised. So sit back, relax, get your popcorn ready, folks. Cue the intro. So first of all, let's go ahead and start with the design. And what you'll notice that you have these kind of slim handles with these bearings that allow you to kind of spin it around like that. So very, very smooth in terms of the rope itself and the bearings. It's got a nice, narrow, comfortable grip. And you'll notice on the top, the rope actually kind of loops over, and that's how you kind of get the size. One issue I noticed, however, was that the leftover rope kind of just dangles. So I would have liked to seen them include a little clip to hold it together. In lieu of that, what you can do is the little wire that comes to like wrap the cables with, that's what I used, and I just kind of tied it up that way. But an included clip would be a nice addition. So let's discuss my experiences using it. I did something interesting this time. What I wanted to do was record my first reactions of using this. So the very first time that I used this is what you're looking at right now. And just when I started to realize like, oh, whoa, this is very, very comfortable. I was able to do all my kind of footwork moves. And then I got into the crossovers and it felt very, very natural. Now this is rare for anybody using a different jump rope. You don't just have that proficiency like naturally. But the fact that these handles are so light, it felt very comfortable and like the nylon rope that I typically use. Coincidentally, the rope that I usually use broke just before I was about to review this. I was actually warming up and then I was going to switch to this rope, but it broke. The nylon rope broke. So now this really gets me thinking of maybe I should just go to one of these steel ropes, because from this review, from this experience, I was able to do all the normal moves that I normally do with a nylon rope, except this one is steel, so it's going to last longer. Because some of these nylon ropes, I can go like in 2 months, it will break. Usually at the end of the handle, it just can't. I think it's something about the cold. It just really can't handle. But this one is not going to break, so I might actually make the switch to this rope. Just because of the comfort, I was able to do every single type of move that I currently know. I was able to do with this rope. It felt very, very, very natural. It was just like I was in the zone. You know, like they say, like you can get in a flow state. When I was using this rope, I was in a complete flow state. One test that I did with this rope is what's called the crossover. It's a very common move. Except I was doing what's called an alternate crossover. So I have one hand, say the left hand on top of the right hand, and then the next crossover, I have the right hand on top. Now, when people learn crossovers, typically they don't learn. They just learn one way and then they just keep crossing over like that. But I'm telling you, if you're learning to jump rope, make sure you learn to cross over both ways. It looks super slick. If you slow it down on the video, you can start to really see how nice it looks. And it's a very even movement. You're going to have a dominant hand. So when you learn it, then learn the other way. So don't just learn one way. I'm telling you, I almost made this mistake when I was learning the jump rope. And then I had to stop learning the dominant way and just do it. It's kind of like learning to write with your other hand, your non-dominant hand. But trust me, if you learn to do that, you will not regret it. So overall, I was able to do all the different types of moves. I even broke my personal record for consecutive double unders. I did 56 in 30 seconds. And I have to say, I've been trying to do double unders past the 30-second mark, but I'm just gassed out. But I'm really happy that I hit 56 because that is now my new personal record. And I did it the first time that I was using the Human Smart Rope. So I can only imagine if I kept using this rope, I'm pretty sure, I really want to get hit in the 60 mark. That's been my goal. So I think if I keep using these ropes, especially with this steel rope with the PVC coating, you can feel it more. So I'm gonna keep trying to beat that personal record. Now let's talk about the app features. Now this all syncs into this app called Pi Active. Unfortunately, Human doesn't have their own dedicated app yet, but they can make a lot of improvements because in the Pi Active app, basically you can track your jumps. You can do like a free mode where you just kind of jump and track your jumps. You can do a time mode. Say you want to jump for 10 minutes straight. You can set that as like a timer, or you can do a count mode. So say you want to do 2,000 jumps, you set that, start the app, and then it will count down and then, notify you once you've hit that goal. All of this data that you're doing is getting tracked inside this app. You can then kind of look it over. You can see how you're doing across the week or across months and years. So if you're the type of person that likes wearables because you like to get your steps in, with the Human Smart Jump Rope, you're going to be able to get your jumps in and be able to track it over time. And for a lot of people, that's the missing piece because it keeps you motivated because you don't want to get bad data. You're like, oh, I got to do this. Like you can visually see in the app. The one issue that I was noticing with this is I was getting some pairing issues. So sometimes it would lose the pairing to this and it just wouldn't connect. And the only way I could fix it was basically to like unpair the device from the phone and then make that connection once again. I had to do that a couple of times. So I think Human really needs to have their own dedicated app. Make that pairing solid because if people are going to get a jump rope, it needs to work. Nobody wants to be troubleshooting while you're trying to get a workout in. So I think they can make improvements on that end. But in terms of the design of the rope, very, very well done. I think the improvements can just be inside the app. Like, for example, show my personal records. If I do consecutive jumps without any trips, by the way, speaking of trips, it doesn't measure trips. So measure trips and then tell when someone's tripped so you can see what your personal record is of consecutive jumps. I think for a lot of people, you need those kind of gamification type of features to get people really motivated to use the smart features. Otherwise, just as a standalone jump rope, you're gonna have a great time. As you can see, I had a great time doing all the moves. Listen to your favorite music, become a human metronome with this jump rope, and you will be happy. And if you do it over time, you're gonna be super, super fit. Anyways, folks, I hope you enjoyed this review of the Human Smart Jump Rope. I'm going to be using this for a long time now because I freaking love it. I love the fact that this durable rope is not going to break, unlike my other nylon ropes that break about every 2 months. So I could probably save a lot of money if I make the switch to this rope. And frankly, I think I'm going to. Once again, my name is Andy Baryer. Handy Andy. Make sure you like, subscribe, comment. Let me know if you jump rope, if you're thinking about jump rope. Or if you think I should make jump rope tutorial videos, help you get started, let me know in the comments below. Andy Baryer, Handy Andy, signing out. See you again next time.